Yo, you know what? I want to bring up this story when they called me for jury duty. I was on parole, and they called me for jury duty.
You know what's a funny thing?
Yeah.
I was called for jury duty also right before I was about to get indicted.
Yeah.
The whole time, I never did jury duty because I'm a police officer.
Yeah.
So one time I went in to like early in my career, like in 2005 or something like that. And I went in to jury duty, whatever. When I first became a police officer, I went in, I was like, yeah, I'm a cop now, I'm a police officer. And then they put me on some list where it was like, I guess, I don't know, do not call or whatever. But they only called me like maybe 2 other times while I was as a cop for 18 years. And both times they didn't pick me, right? Mm-hmm. Now, this time they were like, okay, were you indicted? And I was like, no. And they're like, okay. But I was like, it's a felony though, right? And they're like, oh, okay. So then they just told me to come back. And then they told me to come back in a year. And when I went back in a year, I was like, I was just indicted on a felony, man. I don't know if you want me on this jury. Like, it's not going to be, I'm not going to be fair.
But you wasn't convicted yet.
No, I was already pissed, but I was pissed off.
I came back from on parole. I just came from doing a state bid.
Right.
And they sent me to go do jury duty.
Right.
You know? Right. And like.
Yeah, so when my jury duty thing happened, I was just indicted, and I was like, I don't want to fucking be here. It's an unfair system. But what were you saying? You were saying that when you jury.
I was on parole, right? Mm-hmm. And they sent me a notice for jury duty, and then I went to see my PO. I said, yo, they just called me to go do jury duty. And she said, well, go. It's your civic duty. Mm-hmm. I said, okay. Nobody's trying to be in jury duty. I wasn't trying to be in jury duty. So everybody was telling me, all you got to do is get dismissed. Just tell them that you have a relative that was in jail, or you've been in jail or whatever. And
but you've been in jail.
I've been. Yeah. So I go to the courtroom and stuff like that in Queens, and we're sitting there with a whole bunch of people.
And you're a felon.
I'm a felon, yes.
Yeah, as a felon, can you serve jury duty?
You could.
Really?
I found out the hard way you could.
Oh.
So anyway, let me tell you. I'm in there with everybody, and nobody's trying to be there. So I'm like, yo, have you ever heard about the idea of getting yourself dismissed by saying that you was in jail or you know somebody that was in jail? And some lady said, yo, you can't do that. If you do that, they're just gonna recycle you to civil court and not criminal court.
Oh.
You have to get them to dismiss you. I said, oh, so I can't tell them I was in jail, right? They said, no. So she said, you have to make them dismiss you. So I'm over here racking my brains. Like, I'm not trying to be there. Right. I'm not trying to be there.
But you could just say that you're racist.
I don't know, but I'm not.
I know, but...
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be there and be honest. I'm in the courtroom.
A racist person could...
I'm in the courtroom. I got to follow the laws.
You're right. A racist person could just go in and be like, I'm racist, bro.
Yeah, well, and if I was racist, I would go in there and say I'm racist.
Right.
But, all right, so I go in there. I'm thinking, damn, how can I get myself dismissed, right? And the lady was like, don't worry, you might not even get picked to be on there. So we're sitting down there. Lo and behold, they call up mad numbers. I was number 23 or something like that. They have me up there, sitting in the jury box. And and now they're going to jury selection, right? And the judge is over there, the defense attorney's over there, and the DA's over there. And they're going through us, trying to pick us. So I said, you know what? It's now or never. So I said, let me close my eyes. I close my eyes, and then I wait, and the ADA says, excuse me, juror number 23, are you asleep? I was like, it was a lady. I said, no, ma'am, I'm not asleep. She said, why do you have your eyes closed? I said, I prefer not to answer. And the judge says, no, I want to hear an answer. Why do you have your eyes closed? I said, they say that in a court system, you have to be fair and impartial, right? So I'm trying to just listen to their voices and not look at them so I could be fair and impartial, because if I look at her, she sounds mad annoying. And the lawyer, he looks creepy as F. So, I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to do my job. And the judge says, are you trying to make a mockery out of this courtroom? Are you in contempt of this court? I said, no, Your Honor. If anything, I admire you. You have the best job in the world. You get to babysit these two people argue. You're basically a very, very high-priced babysitter. He was like, told the bail, take him back, take him out. He's dismissed. Bring him back to the holding. Have them recycle him. Have them recycle him everywhere. I'm like, escort me out. And the bailiff or whatever, he says, yo, I've been in this courtroom for 18, 17 years. This is the first time I've had to bite my teeth, bite my gums, so I don't laugh. I got to bring you back to holding. I can't let you go. But I'm going to just sit there for the day. I'm going to tell my coworkers not to send you to no more courtrooms or whatever. But after today, you can sign the paper and get out. But if the judge ever asked, you was here for the whole 5 days. I said, thank you. So that's how I got out of jury duty. And I think I posted, but the irony is this. When I did that, I posted that whole incident on my Facebook. When I went to trial this time, the DA brought that post up.
What?
Yeah, they says, yeah, this man, he has no respect for the courts. He makes a mockery out of the courtroom. Look at this. I told the judge as evidence of my I forgot what word she used. It wasn't a good word. Saying that that I make a mockery out of the courtroom and all this other stuff, you know?
Wow, they held that against you.
They use that as character, picture of who I am.
Yeah, character, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know.
Thinking character, yeah.
Yeah, so it was funny
Wow.
at the moment. I had everybody in the courtroom laughing. I think I even had the defendant laughing. Everybody was laughing. Everybody was laughing. Because this was when I was first becoming an actor. So I was also willing to practice my change of character.
But
So
all you had to do was just be like, look, I'm a convicted felon.
I know, but then they would send me to civil court, and then I had to go through the whole process.
No,
I did not want to sit. I did not want to get stuck on a trial that lasted for like 14, 21 days.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, you go in, right?
Yeah.
And then you're not picked. If you're not picked, you're done.
Yeah, I was picked.
Yeah, you got picked.
Yeah, I got picked.
So what should have happened was when you got picked, they asked you questions. Has anybody on the jury here ever been in had
I didn't
run
let it
with
get
law
that far.
enforcement and stuff like that? But I'm saying that would have been one of the questions, and you could have been like, yeah, I served 18 years in state penitentiary, and then they would have been like, all right, then they would have not picked you, and then you would have put back into the box. But then after that,
I might have still got recycled.
No,
this way I didn't get recycled because after that day,
you wouldn't have gotten recycled. That's what I'm saying.
After that day, I
they
didn't have
wouldn't
to
want
go
a
back.
person like you because you're biased.
yeah, after that day, I never went back. I never had to go back.
Right.
But what if I would have got stuck on that trial and that trial would have lasted like a month or whatever? That's a whole month that nobody wants to be there for a whole month. My trial lasted 3 weeks.
Right.
I know the people in the jury was frustrated having to come in every day for 3 weeks, listening to two people argue, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, my jury lasted, my court case lasted for a week. And it wasn't my fault. It was because the DA was flying one of the witnesses in from Alaska.
oh yeah?
Yeah, so my case started as an assault 3 case, which is a misdemeanor, right? So it's like you punch somebody and then there was no injuries, right? So what ended up happening was he grabbed our friend's girlfriend, right? You know the same person, right? He grabbed her ass, right? Well, no, the first time she got her ass grabbed by somebody else, but we thought it was the same person at the time. And then the second time, he grabbed her breasts. Well, we thought it was the same person that grabbed the breast, but it was somebody else from their table, right? But with other cases, grabbed the breast. She turned around. She's like, yo, the second time you touching me, you can't say it's a mistake this time. Because the first time he's like, oh, my bad. I thought she was somebody else. So after that, they got into like a pushing match, right? Like she grabbed his shirt, whatever, and they got into a shoving match. So I pushed them back and I do 2 punches. It landed in the back of the head, right? Mm-hmm. But there was no injuries because the fight got broken up right away.
Yeah.
So the original charge was assault 3, right? Which is a misdemeanor, BS charge. Because he said there was no injuries. Mm. But then they gave me a disappearance ticket. They bumped it up to a felony, a gang assault, and then felony assault and all that stuff for acting in concert, meaning I was there and I didn't do anything to stop it. But what other cases? Yeah, man, they took my cell phone for that, all right, and they vouched it as evidence, an assault 3 case. Since when do they take your cell phone for an assault 3 case? Right, they got a warrant. They went through my phone. Right, they went through everything, and at that time, I think the reason why they did that was because they were trying to find evidence of what I had against the NYPD to sue them with, right? Because I had a lot of recordings on my phone, right?
Yeah.
That they took.
So they wanted to go through everything.
Right, but also at that time, one of our mutual friends had just got arrested for trying to rob a a weed warehouse or some shit like that. But whatever the case is, I haven't talked to that guy in a while, and I think they wanted to go through my phone to see if I had any connections to that.
Or if you were still in friends with him or whatever.
Right, but I haven't talked to him for the longest.
Because I have
So
a question.
there was no connection.
As a police officer, is it true that you're not allowed to associate with felons and known criminals?
Yes, so there's a rule that says criminal association. It's when you associate with somebody knowing that they are about to or will will commit a crime.
Or what if they used to be a criminal?
You're the way they enforce that rule, you can't be friends with anyone that has ever been arrested. You can't talk to anyone who's ever been arrested.
So Mayor Adams is friends with mad criminals. Yo, he's friends with this dude that was locked up with me, some bishop. He's some type of priest or whatever. He got robbed on his church thing. Like,
the guy from Brooklyn.
I don't know,
Yeah.
one of them dudes.
Yeah, and he's indicted again now.
Who is?
That bishop.
Oh, I'm not.
He was selling assets to the mayor or something like that.
Oh, word?
Yeah, he was trying to say like, oh, give me some money, whatever. I know Adams, and
Oh,
me and
yeah.
Adams are good
Well,
friends.
that's why I asked. So,
Yeah. There's a lot of controversy with that. People from the Finance Unfiltered, what's up, John and Eric, and Sal Greco, who got fired for criminal association, right? Their criminal association, though, was knowing somebody that's close to Trump. All right, so what happened was during the whole Trump thing, the political warfare with Trump and stuff like that, the first time he was president, when that thing happened, there's a guy named Roger Stone who knew a cop named Sal Greco. They were cool. Roger Stone was, I think, convicted for some kind of like campaign stuff, some election stuff.
I read that.
And then he got pardoned by Trump.
Yeah.
But they still charged Sal Greco with criminal association with
One of the
with the guy-
fundraisers.
with Roger Stone.
Yeah.
Like running around with Roger Stone.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's
I
a
read
bullshit charge because Roger Stone's not robbing anybody. Roger Stone's not plotting any crimes or whatever and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was like, yo, why is this okay when the mayor runs with like people who raped girls and stuff like that before? Like Ed Caban, his brother is that's police commissioner, Ed Caban, right? He was police commissioner. His twin brother is like shaking down places for the same type of corruption that I arrested cops on, right? And I tried to approach him and tell him, look, this is what's going on in these neighborhoods, and he brushed me off and fired me. You know what I mean? So
That's bad.
yeah. So
Well, I was
the
just,
criminal association thing is BS.
yeah. I was just wondering because you always hear rumors like urban legends. Oh, you can't do this. They can't do that.
Right. Yeah, no, that's true.
I always wanted to ask if it's really true because I've had a lot of police friends. Like,
Yeah.
Not just you. I've had a lot of friends that are police, and
Yeah, and
I mean,
usually
sure.
it's not a problem because you're not out there actually
Committing crimes.
Yeah, you're not like sitting down together. Yo, Richie, how are we gonna fucking rob this store? You know, we're not doing that. Like if we are hanging out or we're associating, it's just like, oh yeah, we had a dinner together or we're just hanging out. We went to the club or whatever. We went to have some drinks, whatever, stuff like that. So, the criminal association thing is stupid. They try to use stupid things like that against me on my case. Also, another thing they tried to use was my text messages. When they got my phone, they went through all my text messages. And one of my friends texted me, yo, that kid deserved to get knocked out. What you expect? He was grabbing other people's girls, right? So they used that against me. I didn't say that.
yeah,
It was my friends saying it to me. And they're like, look, they're encouraging it, whatever and stuff like that. And I'm like, I'm not encouraging anything. Like, that's my boy saying it. Like, it has nothing to do with me. As you can see, I didn't respond to that text message because I didn't.
yeah. When they're out to get you, they'll find any
Right.
way to get you.
Right, exactly. So that's one of my points. Like, the justice system is really unfair.
No,
really
it
unfair.
is because
But-
again, I'm not trying to belittle, not to take anything away from my crime. What I did was wrong. I shouldn't have did it. There's more than one way to handle a disagreement, and it should never end in violence.
Right.
And I know that. And
Right.
I'm not condoning what I did or whatever. What I did was wrong.
Right. And that's why I got you on as a co-host, so we could show two different point of views.
But
Right.
in all my years in prison, right, altogether, I've been in prison for 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 and a half years, right? 24 and a half years of my life I've been in prison. I've met so many people throughout my whole bids. I have never met anybody that was in a maximum state penitentiary for punching somebody one time and then getting a $250,000 cash bail or $500,000 bail to fight your case. And a couple of years later, they put no bail law in New York City. But go figure that. But before that, where's the balance in that? Like, I know dudes that have armed robberies, robbing banks that get less bail than that. I punched a dude in the face one time, and they gave me $500,000 bail. Why?
Okay, but here's the thing, right? You punched the guy, and the guy got knocked out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I punched the guy didn't even get hurt.
They gave you 6 months. They gave me 7 years.
No.
So that's the difference.
No. But they try to put $250,000 bail on me too.
Oh, yeah?
And this is after the bail reform.
After bail reform.
Yeah, they try to put a $250,000 bill on me. Yeah.
Did they put the bail on you?
They tried to put the bill on me, but then we argued it, and the judge gave me supervised release.
Yeah. They didn't give me no argument. I was awaiting surgery. They came and arrested me in the hospital. I was in the hospital, and the doctor and I was scheduled for surgery, and they still arrested me.
Right.
They arrested me, and they had me in MDC, that's the county,
Right.
Manhattan Tombs. And while I was there, I went to the facility hospital. The facility hospital inside the jail said, "Oh, we can't handle his type of injuries." They sent me to the outside hospital. Outside hospital said, "Oh yeah, we can't send him back in there. He needs to go into surgery right now."
Right.
I goes into surgery. I wake up out of surgery. I'm bailed out. So they took me from the prison wing to the general population or regular people wing. I don't know what it's called, but
General pop.
General pop or whatever. And I was there for like 2 months after that too, because I had the aftercare was crazy for after my surgery.
They don't put you in the infirmary wing?
And where?
In prison, they don't put you in the infirmary wing?
If I didn't get bailed out, they might have had to put me in the infirmary.
I got you.
But I got bailed out.
Oh, you mean you weren't a prisoner in the hospital no more? You were in regular.
I was in the prison hospital ward for a couple of hours.
Right.
Then they sent me to surgery.
Right.
While I was in surgery, I got bailed out.
Right, and then you went to regular hospital.
Yeah.
Regular hospital population.
When I came out of surgery, they didn't put me back to the prison ward.
Right.
They brought me to the other ward. And it's like I was still in jail because I couldn't leave for the next 2 months. I was stuck in that hospital.
Right.
I was stuck in that hospital for the next 2 months.
Yeah. For me, it was a little different because I shouldn't have been in there.
No, you shouldn't have.
Like for Assault 3, I was on the same block as people who killed Officer Dillard, people who were fucking chopping heads off the head of the Bloods and stuff like that, like murderers, right? And then if it wasn't murderers, I was in there with freaking Trump's accountant and Harvey Weinstein and stuff. So it was a little different. Like everywhere I went, they were like, "What are you in here for?" I was like, "A bar fight, Assault 3." And on top of that, they gave me supervised release while I was still a police officer. So it's like, you're scared that I'm gonna jump bail or I'm gonna run away or stuff like that. I'm still a police officer. I'm going to work every fucking day. And
you were still on the force while you was going to.
Well, I was going to supervised release, yes.
While you was on bail.
Yeah, I was suspended for 30 days.
Okay.
And even after my suspension for 30 days, I was still going to supervised release while I'm a cop.
Light duty though, right? Or desk duty.
Yeah, I was in Bronx Central Booking. First of all, they tried to reassign me to Manhattan Central Booking. And I was like, look, all due respect, I'll go to Manhattan Central Booking, all right, and work there. But I don't want you guys coming back to me and tell me that the ADA thinks I'm threatening her or harassing her because she sees me, every day working and stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want her to feel uncomfortable. So you should go back and ask them, where do they want me? So they went back, they asked, they're like, oh, send them to Bronx. So they sent me to the Bronx. And then I was there for a couple months, and after that, they sent me to Brooklyn Central Booking. But while I was at Bronx Central Booking, I was doing supervised release. So I tried to actually access supervised release people in the Bronx courthouse, right? And I was like, yo, can I do my supervised release with you guys? And I just check in while I'm at work, so I don't have to go all the way out to Jamaica, Queens to check in.
Mary Boulevard?
Yeah, like to go all the way out to Jamaica, Queens to check in and then come, because I had to check in like twice a month or something like that, all right? So I don't want to have to go in with them, check in. I'm coming to work every day in Bronx, so I may as well just check in with you. And they're like, yeah, we'll try, and then they couldn't get it done. So whatever the case is, then after that, I was RR'd.
Oh, yeah, release on your own
After after February or something like that.
I didn't get that.
After the indictment, I was RR'd.
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah.
I got do not pass go, do not collect $200, go straight to jail.
Right. Which is weird because like people like Daniel Penny. You ever heard of Daniel Penny?
No.
Okay, so Daniel Penny is the guy that was on the train, MTA, the subway, right? Where there was another guy who was a street performer, like usually does like Michael Jackson acts or whatever.
What?
But this guy was on K2, is that what they call it? K2? What's that drug?
Deuce?
Huh?
Deuce? Tucci?
I don't know.
That's the fake weed?
Yeah, the fake weed.
Deuce. K2.
Okay, so they were on K2, right? He was on K2. And he was threatening people on the train. He was talking about how, I'm going to kill you, blah,
yeah,
blah.
the epi.
I don't give a fuck if I'm going to die, whatever. So whatever the case is, people felt threatened. And Daniel Penny at the time jumped on him, wrestled him to the ground, and had him in a chokehold.
That's the Marine guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I read about that case.
Yeah, in a rear neck choke, right?
Yeah.
Now, there were other people helping him. There was 2 other people helping him. They didn't get arrested. They didn't get arrested or charged.
Yeah.
Right? Only Daniel Penny got charged, and for manslaughter, because his guy died. Right?
What happened to that case?
It's going on now.
What's going on now?
Yeah, but the thing is, some people feel that it shouldn't even gone to court because he was doing the right thing. He was trying to defend people on the train. But I think, he's a Marine, bro. He knows how much pressure he needs to put on somebody and what it will do.
Well, in the heat of the moment, he might not know. Unless he's
the adrenaline is running, yeah. But the thing is,
running. He wants to be a hero. He's trying to be a hero.
I think when he threw him down to the ground and everything, that was the right thing. But then after, like, the guy is already passed out and you're still choking him, I think that's a little OD. You should somebody should be like, yo, chill, he's good, he's knocked out. And then he could let go, wait for the cops to show up, and then bring him to the hospital and, bring him to the psych ward or whatever services he needed.
I've kind of have mixed emotions about that.
Okay, so what are your emotions on it? Tell us, what is your emotions on it?
It's like, that guy's name is Penny, right?
Yeah, Daniel Penny.
Daniel Penny. I would want him to be on the same train as my mom.
Right.
If my mom was taking the train, I would love to have him on the train with my mom.
Right.
Because, what he did, he was defending the whole train cart,
right.
allegedly, right?
Right.
So, that's cool. At the same time, you really can't take the law into your own hands. I'm not trying to sound like a hypocrite, because we've all done that before, but we said it, you're a gangster, you're a cop, you're a cop, Like,
but he's a civilian.
You're a civilian. You have no business putting anybody in a chokehold and holding them down there, unless, he's attacking you or whatever. Once you got him down, well, I don't know. Like I said, I got mixed emotions about that, because I would do the same thing he did, but I know it's wrong. So that's where the mixed emotion comes in. I didn't know how to express myself correctly before, but as I'm saying it, it's coming to me. What he did, I would do the exact same thing, even though I know it's wrong. I shouldn't do that because he shouldn't.
Why is it wrong?
I'm not a police officer. I'm not trained. I don't know the slight. If I choke,
you're a Marine. You're a Marine. In that situation, you're a Marine.
You're taught that, but I'm pretty sure. I can't assume to know the man's life, because you know how to kill doesn't mean you've killed or have put somebody else in a chokehold before. You got a lot of people that have been through basic training that know all that training, but have never put a person in a chokehold before.
Yeah, but in
we don't know his history.
In training, you train chokeholds. In the Marines, you're trained.
They train you to kill.
They're not trained. The Marines are definitely trained to kill.
Okay, yeah.
What are you kidding me? Yeah. That's what they do is kill.
You're right. They're not trained to kill. Because that is such a horrible thing to say.
But
to train somebody to kill. Right. That's such a horrible thing to say.
It is horrible, right? War is horrible. But you need people like that are willing to get the job done, right? Okay, but here's the thing, though. I don't think he did anything wrong. I would love for him to be on the same train car as my kids. I would love for him to be on the same train car as my parents. I feel secure, more secure with a person like that riding train with my family members and friends. Right.
Me too.
So that means what he did, I don't feel like he did something wrong. I feel like he did the right thing. It's just that he went overboard.
Well, you know,
but he shouldn't be punished for it. He shouldn't be sent to jail for it. Because his intent
what he
wasn't
did
there.
is wrong. What he did was wrong. Whether it's good or not, it's wrong.
Yeah, but it's about intent. His intent was not wrong. His intent was to save the train car and stop a
It's
dangerous
still
person.
wrong. He's not supposed to do that.
No, well, no.
You got to follow rules. There's
Who
rules
told you
and
that?
stuff.
Who
There's
told you he's
rules
not
and-
supposed
there's ru- You know who told me that? Your case tells me that. You was defending that girl that was getting groped, right?
Okay.
And look, they sent your ass to jail. They
Right.
sent your ass to jail for defending a girl that was getting groped.
Okay, but you were defending
what you did
your
was wrong.
fiance at the time.
It was
Right.
wrong. It was dead wrong. I never should have defended her because
Right.
she left me when I was in jail. So I
Okay.
never should have defended her.
Well, you shouldn't have.
I shouldn't have.
In hindsight.
In hindsight.
But you didn't know that at the time she was your fiance and
Okay.
you defended her. But that's the thing, though. That's why we know we've been through the justice system and we know that the justice system is broken.
They're not gonna give him a. They're not gonna give him a shot. They're not gonna give him a chance, man.
I know, but I was saying
he's gonna get convicted.
yeah, absolutely, because it's
It's
political.
fucked up.
Right, but it's not based on law.
It's fucked up that he's gonna get convicted. It's morally wrong, but legally they're not wrong for convicting him because nobody should take the law into their own hands.
That's not true.
I don't know.
They have the good guy.
I'm jaded.
That's why they have the Good Samaritan law.
They don't have it in New York State.
Yeah, it is.
You don't even have the self-defense law in New York State.
No,
If somebody comes into your house I know this for a fact.
What are you talking about?
If somebody comes into your house, you can't shoot him.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. There's no stand your ground law in New York State.
Yeah,
They don't even have a self-defense law in New York
Yes, there
State.
is.
There is?
Yeah.
I gotta look that up. I'm gonna ask Siri later because you know what?
First of all, you have to have a legalized weapon. Like you have to have a gun
I'll
permit.
bring you up this case. This Korean man Chang from Queens. He got locked up in 1990 or 89. He had a Korean grocery store in Flushing. They kept coming in there, robbing him. The last time he got tired of it, and he shot one of them, and they died. I was locked up with him in Sing Sing.
That's different because that's not your prop. That's not your. That's not your home. That's a commercial establishment.
That's his business.
Right. So it's different also because
He wasn't a criminal.
Okay, did they use